Okay, so picture this. You go to a Sotheby's auction, right? And like amongst all the Picassos and the Warhols, there's this portrait and it's up for bid, but it was made by a robot.
Ada.
Wow.
Yeah, a robot artist. And that's what today's deep dive is all about, this whole world of AI art causing Ida's story. It's not just about like cool technology. It makes us think about some really big questions.
Yeah.
About creativity and value. What does it even mean to be an artist when you've got AI in the mix?
Yeah, it's a huge deal. I mean, we've always thought of art as this thing that only humans can do, right? This really human thing. But then Ida comes along and kind of messes with that whole idea, like what happens when you bring algorithms and robots into the art world. It really makes you rethink the whole creative process,
Totally. So let's introduce Ida to everyone. She's a humanoid robot, so she's designed to actually look like a woman.
Yeah.
But what's really amazing is how she creates her art. Okay, so imagine this. She uses cameras as her eyes, right, to see the world. And then she's got these sophisticated algorithms that are basically her brain processing all that visual information. And then she uses robotic arms as her hands to paint.
It's like this wild mix of human and machine. And that's what I think makes her work so interesting. It's not like some random computer program just spitting out pretty pictures. There's actual thought behind it,
Yep.
She's perceiving things, interpreting them, and then creating something physical with her robot arms. It's kind of mimicking how a human artist might work in a way.
Okay, so let's talk about this painting that's got everyone talking AI God. And not only is it a really striking portrait, the subject itself is super interesting. Ida chose to paint Alan Turing, who's like this huge deal in computer science, but also kind of a cautionary tale when it comes to artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And that choice to paint Turing, it's not random at all.
Yeah.
See, Turing, he's basically considered the father of AI, but he was also really worried about the potential dangers of AI. Like he saw both the good and the bad. And that's really important because that same tension, that push and pull between what AI could do and what it might do, it's like it's woven right into Ida's painting of him. It's like she's making a statement about how complex and kind of messy things are between humans and the tech we create.
It's like this weird feedback loop, right? Ida, who's named after Ada Lovelace, this incredible woman in computer programming, paints a portrait of Alan Turing, a guy who basically predicted AI art way back when. It's pretty mind-blowing.
And don't forget about the price tag. This painting, AI God, has a starting bid of $120,000 at Sotheby's. But that's not some small-time thing. Ida's being taken seriously by the bigwigs in the art world, which makes us ask, what are we really putting a value on here? Is it the artist's intention, the technology behind it, or just how the art makes us feel?
Yeah, those are the million-dollar questions, right? And it all comes back to this, can a robot even be considered a real artist? What do you think?
Well, now that is where things get really interesting. Well, that's where it gets kind of tricky, right? Because there's no easy answer, like, yeah, it's an artist, or no, it's not. I mean, on the one hand, you could say Ida is a tool, just a really, really advanced one. Humans made the algorithms that make her tick. Humans built the robot body that does the painting. So where do we draw the line?
Exactly. Like, is it the programmer who wrote the code or the engineers who built the robot? Or is it Ida herself, even though she's not conscious in the way we think about it? It's like asking, when does a thought become a poem? It's hard to pin down.
And that's what makes this whole thing so fascinating. Even if you say Ida is just a tool, the art she's making is still sparking all these conversations, making people rethink what it means to be creative. Can we really write off a piece of art just because of how it was made?
Right. It's not just about the process. It's about the official product and the impact it has.
Yeah.
And Ida's art is definitely getting a reaction, good and bad. People are arguing about if it's good, if it means anything, if it can even be called art. And I think that means she's onto something,
For sure, art is supposed to make you think, make you feel something, even if it's uncomfortable. And we got to remember that this has happened before. Every time some new tech comes along and mixes with art, people freak out a little. Like when photography was invented, everyone thought it would be the end of painting.
But painting didn't die. It changed. Found new ways to be expressive, new stories to tell. It's like every new technology just adds more colors to the palette of what art can be. And maybe that's what's happening with AI art now, like what ID's doing.
Yeah, it's definitely evolving. But there's this interesting link between Ida and Alan Turing, too. Remember the Turing test? That's where you try to see if a machine can act so human-like you can't tell the difference. And in a way, isn't that what Ida's art is doing, kind of blurring the line between human and machine creativity?
Yeah, it's like poetry, but with ones and zeros instead of words.
Yeah.
To really get what Ida's work is all about, I think we got to talk about the Cyborg Manifesto by Donna Haraway. It's this book that totally challenges how we see the lines between humans, animals, and machines.
Haraway says we're already living in a cyborg world, basically a world where technology is like meshed with our bodies and who we are. And this isn't sci-fi. It's like right now. Think about prosthetics, pacemakers, even our phones. They're all kind of extensions of us breaking down those old categories.
And Ida, she kind of embodies that whole cyborg idea,
Yeah,
using algorithms and cameras and robotics to experience and then like reinterpret the world a lot, like a human artist might use their senses and their tools.
totally. And Haraway thought this whole cyborg thing, this mix of organic and tech, could be really powerful. Like it could help us challenge social norms and push the limits of what it means to be human.
Which brings us right back to Ida. Her creators, they were inspired by the Cyborg Manifesto. They're purposely using technology to make us ask these questions about where creativity comes from, what makes us human, and how our relationship with machines is changing.
And the art world's paying attention. The fact that people are willing to shell out thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars for Ida's art, that it's being shown in the same places as famous human artists, it's saying something.
It makes you wonder what we really think is valuable in art, right? Are we impressed by the tech behind it, the novelty of it? Or do we see something more, something that speaks to us no matter who or what created it? What do you think?
That's the heart of it, isn't it? It forces us to look at our own biases, our own ideas about where art should come from, what makes it good or valuable. It's kind of uncomfortable, right?
Definitely. Because if we're okay with a robot's artwork being worth that much money, what does that mean for human artists? Does it lessen what they do, or could it actually open up new possibilities for everyone, new ways to experience and create art? It really makes you think about what art even is, right? Like if we say a robot can do it, does it change how we see human creativity?
And that's the thing with Ida's work. It's not like some cold machine just spitting out images. Remember, she chose to paint Alan Turing. There's a story there, a link to AI itself. Like she's saying, hey, look what I can do, but also don't forget where this all came from and the questions that come with it.
Yeah, it's like she's having a conversation with us through her art, talking to the legacy of Alan Turing, who worried about those same things about AI way back when.
It definitely makes you think. And that's what good art is supposed to do, isn't it? Challenge what you think, spark a debate, push you out of your comfort zone. It's not about having all the answers. It's about asking the right questions.
And maybe, just maybe, AI art like Ida's can help us do that, ask those questions in ways we never thought of. Because let's be real, AI is not going anywhere. It's already a part of everything. So instead of being afraid of it, maybe we should see what it could do even in the art world.
Totally. And I think that's what's so cool about all this. We're like right on the edge of something totally new, where the lines between human creativity and machine creativity are blurry. It's unknown territory, and who knows what incredible art is going to come out of it.
It's like we're at the beginning of a whole new artistic movement, but instead of paint and brushes, it's all algorithms and robots. It's a future where AI could actually help human creativity explode, not replace it.
Yeah, the possibilities are huge. Imagine a world where AI helps us get past creative blocks, where it's like your artistic partner helping you make totally new kinds of art, new ways to show what it means to be human.
That's a future I want to see, even if it means rethinking everything we thought we knew about art. So to everyone listening, we'll leave you with this. Be open-minded. Don't shy away from the weird, the challenging, even the stuff that makes you a little uncomfortable. Check out AI art. Ask those tough questions. And who knows, you might just see the world and maybe even yourself in a whole new light.